What is up, boys?
That does not get old.
No, it doesn't.
What's going on, people? This is Torn Between Two Brothers.
Yes, it is, where we talk about things that we learned previously, futuristically, presently, and we talk to each other about these things because we have nothing else better to do.
We have literally nothing better to do on a Wednesday night. I know you guys don't have anything better because you're watching us. So real quick before we get into things, because we always forget to mention it until it's way too late.
Yep.
For those of you watching, please like, subscribe, follow, do whatever you need to do. Come watch us on YouTube. Come watch us or listen to us on Spotify. Do it all. We'll only say it once, and then you won't have to hear it again. So
Maybe we might keep going back to it.
We might drop it. We might do a little jingle. But yeah.
And feel free to comment because we will be able to see your comments hopefully right on that screen.
And I think it's unfortunate that we're going to have to start this way, but I have to start the podcast on a solemn note.
Because it's such a big event that happened. Yeah.
So this past Sunday, we lost a superstar. We lost a
Mr.
hero
24.
to many. It was kind of screwed up because.
You're going to say who it is?
No.
I mean, I'm sure everyone knows, but
no, you have
we
to
lost
build it up.
All right, go ahead.
You have to,
do your little monologue.
My monologue. I feel like Jimmy Fallon right now. I think it was interesting to see social media really take it, and like everyone was so overwhelmed by it because this person in particular felt like they wouldn't die. You know what I mean? Like it felt like foreign.
At least so young.
It's so young.
Yeah.
It felt foreign. He felt invincible, and if he felt like he was above like almost like a god
on and off the court.
And that's everywhere in the world,
basketball,
because if you look at all the posts on social media, the world was devastated by it. And this is none other than, obviously, if you haven't heard of it, you're living under a rock, or you lost your mom took away your phone for a week. But Kobe Bryant passed away at 41 years old.
41, huh?
I know it's crazy. 41. For some reason you forget that when basketball, like some of the biggest basketball stars, when they're starting young. They're fresh out of high school, college,
I didn't think about
or right
that.
after.
When I heard Kobe Bryant died, I'm like, well, he's in his mid-50s probably.
Yeah.
Like when someone asked me the age, and then to find out that he's 41, you know what I mean?
He had 20, seasons, I believe. And
20 seasons, just like
you
the great
think,
old Tom Brady.
Like in your head, you're like, all right, he started when he was like 20, 25, 30 or whatever, so he must be in his 50s. But no, he passed away at 41. He was a father of 4. The helicopter itself is the Sikorsky S-76, and it honestly, just researching and looking into it, it had a really safe, a super safe record, like
correct.
with not that many accidents happening. It was fucked up to read like a bunch of articles because and teams. So many people jumped the gun. It was unfortunate to see the news outlets really like take anything they heard and run with it. And I get they all want to do like be the first people to report on it. But
TMZ was the first one to report on it too.
But a lot of places were picking it up, and they were saying like Rick Fox passed away. They were saying like it was all the daughters that passed away. It went from 4 people to 5 to 9, and I
remember I think it was 2 or 3 at the beginning, and ended up being 9 for the death count for the helicopter because they were saying, oh, it was Kobe Bryant, he passed away. Everyone was devastated. And then I hear that his daughter was on the plane, and then you really have to feel for the family, for the wife. I mean, I'll start off by saying that for myself, I was never a huge basketball star. You were into the Lakers, which when Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant were like the 2 top players of the league. It was a dynasty. And like that's pretty much where I got my basketball information from back then. But I mean, it doesn't take much to recognize talent and what a superstar he was.
And I saw some like news articles that were super heartbreaking that they like when they found like the rubble or whatever afterwards, he was holding his daughter. So you could tell like in his dying moments he was proud to be a father. And
she also played basketball too, correct?
Did.
I think they were on their way to one of her sporting events or to a game.
He has a Mamba like arena or whatever, like where he like I think he just has a indoor basketball court that he has a bunch of like intramural sports and stuff like that, and she was part of it. It was funny because he was being interviewed, him and Gianna. I forget which talk show it was, but they were talking about how he's like, "Oh, don't you feel bad that you don't have like a son? You know what I mean, to carry on your legacy?" And he was kind of like confused, and then him and Gianna at the same time was like, "Well, this daughter is my legacy." Like,
I think if I'm not mistaken, they were saying that like she wanted to make her way into the WNBA and be that next Bryant, take that stand as like that next superstar female athlete.
Yeah. So and it's so weird to see like all these interviews, because the first thing you see is like Kobe standing in, I forget who the other player is, but he's standing there in his face, and the guy's like doing like a fake.
Oh yeah, I've seen that on Facebook. Yeah.
But don't watch the overhead cam, because it shows like that they're not even like that close to each other. It's just like a really good camera trick.
But he went and he was like throwing a basketball in his face, and Kobe just wasn't phased whatsoever.
Yeah. And it's Mamba Academy. That's what it's called.
Oh, the little facility for the basketball.
Correct. Yeah. And then I even heard, so there was a Jimmy Fallon story about it that I really liked, because Jimmy Fallon, sometimes you listen to him and he's kind of like fake. I don't know, like his reactions. He's obviously a host, but I feel like him, it's like he almost feels like
knock joke, and he falls out of his fucking chair. Kind of thing.
Yeah. But it's funny because other people, like I almost see him as like another like I don't know, like a college frat boy that grew up type of thing, because he's like playing beer pong, he's playing like all these things, while like some of the other late night
he's almost like that one dude that just like trails along with you, and he kind of makes the night better.
Yeah.
But like, if he was there, would anyone really miss him? Kind of thing. I feel like that's how I feel about Jimmy Fallon.
And he was talking about how he met him at a party that they were both at, and Kobe was 17 and Jimmy Fallon was 21. And
young, wow.
Yeah, that's when they first met. I mean, he was Kobe was benched, and Fallon was just kind of doing like local open night mics and stuff.
Okay.
And he's taken they're at this party, and they're like, "Oh, like we need beer," and like, all right, we'll go get beer. And they went to this place called the Pink Dot. I believe it's called the Pink Dot, where they deliver beer and they deliver food and whatever.
Yeah.
So they show up and they're like, "Hey, we need we need beer," and he goes, "Oh, we can't sell you like anything in the store. Like we can only deliver. We're deliver only."
Oh, that's
and
weird.
then Kobe goes, takes out his wallet, takes out his ID, and goes, "I'm a Laker," and slaps it on the window. And then they left with 5 cases of beer.
No way, huh?
So like and then all of a sudden Jimmy started like breaking down, because he has a daughter of his own. He's like, I can't even imagine.
I could imagine the loss of a child.
Imagine being a mother and losing a child and a husband at the same time.
It's so unfortunate. It really is, especially for someone of that high status. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I think the last celebrity that hit me like that, I mean, Michael Jackson was tough, but like he was more of an influence when I was much younger. Like I used to watch like the old school Michael Jackson VHS with like a compilation of.
Do you remember the Halloween movie?
Yeah.
I always try to go back to that, and I want to rewatch it because it was the grossest movie. But yeah, Michael Jackson, definitely a huge staple in like the
and
society.
I think Robin Williams was a big.
I was gonna say Robin Williams.
Yeah.
I think that was probably one of my biggest like. Right in the heart, just shoot me dead. You know what I mean?
Because there's a lot of people that I was just like, like I don't know, like obviously, like you mourn and you respect, but like,
correct.
Like I think since Robin Williams, like I think Kobe was like the bit, like, and not even as a fan of basketball, just like he just stood for like so much more than basketball. I mean, granted, I think when I was like 6-7 years old, I was playing. NBA 96 on the PlayStation 1 or whatever, 98, and like
NBA
so like
98.
and I was playing the Lakers every single time. Just
you had to.
I was a big Shaq fan.
You were a big Shaq fan. I think I still have the book. You used to have a book when we lived in Canada. Then we came to the U.S. and it was a bibliography by Shaquille O'Neal. And I think I have it, but you might have it at your house.
Yeah, I haven't seen it in years, but.
So, on a side note real quick, so my friend told me this at work. The validity of it, I have absolutely no idea. But apparently there was someone who was getting a ton of backlash because it was either in... correct me if I'm wrong. It was either in 2013 or 3 years ago, because I remember a 3 being in there somewhere. And there was a guy who tweeted and said, Kobe Bryant's going to die from a helicopter crash.
Oh, yeah, and I saw that. Yeah, it was, yeah, I know what you mean. It was either 3 years ago or 2013.
Exactly. And they posted that on Twitter, And then I think they had to delete their account or delete the post because they were getting such backlash because it was like, why the fuck would you say that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was specifically for the fact it wasn't like, hey, I'm predicting Kobe Bryant's death. It's, hey, I'm just saying because he travels by helicopter everywhere that, you know, the ratio of him dying in a helicopter crash is probably higher
than someone that's not riding
unfortunately, that's how it ended up.
Do you know, I was watching an interview. It might have been Jimmy Fallon again, or it might have been Conan or something like that.
I watch a lot of Jimmy Fallon.
Well, no, every single Kobe clip.
I
pretty much watched them all just because I was so invested
indulge
in
yourself.
It. Yeah. And the reason why he got the helicopter was to be able to spend more time with family. Because instead of sitting in LA traffic, like to and from his home, he figured it would be easier, more like allow him to have more family time to take a helicopter, go to, you know, practice or court or the basketball.
It's quicker than driving, so he'd be able to
and then be able to still pick up his daughters from school. So that's the main reason why he got a helicopter. Yeah.
So for family, he got the helicopter, and unfortunately ended to him passing away. Such a sad day that was.
So this episode's dedicated to Kobe.
Who, whenever we shoot paper balls in the beer pong or paper trash balls in the trash, we will say it out of respect. Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
For Kobe, as opposed to just Kobe.
For Kobe. So, in other breaking news for this week, I know it's funny that we say this is a podcast that we deal with, like, you know, the past, present, and what's to come, but like we really kind of almost fixate on the present a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's 2009 or 2020. See, I'm already fucking up. It's 2020.
Yeah, I'm still like getting to 2001 or 201.
Yeah.
And then I'm like 2-0. Okay, we're good.
Exactly, that's what it is. But like we're in 2019, and we have just it's not even the end of January yet, and there's so many big news that's popping off. You know what I mean?
I know. It's just January.
It's just January. It's the beginning of the year, the first month of the year, and I have some worse news because we're just a depressed podcast, and I guess this is how we're feeling.
This is gonna be a sad podcast. I mean, there's not like there's so much shit it's so funny. Every week we're talking about like bad news.
Yeah.
You know,
well, that's what it is. 90% of the news is bad, and that's why they report on it. You know what I mean?
Major bad news.
Oh, yeah.
We don't
These
talk
are
about
major
all
things.
the like small shit, like all the small petty bad news,
Yeah.
like where like literally it's one big thing after another, you know, the last, 4 weeks?
4 weeks, yeah. And this is one of them, the coronavirus in China.
Jesus Christ,
just admitted. So I looked up the cause before the podcast because I wasn't really sure. And apparently it stemmed from a seafood market.
Okay.
Something happened where people were eating. They located it to the seafood market. And they were purchasing from the seafood market, got out. It's like influenza, but apparently just people don't have the means to treat it. So the stats on it of today are 60,000 people have it in 15 different countries.
Jesus.
Like spread among 15 different countries.
Is it like 8,200 people have died? Or
No. Only
sorry, that's the flu. Sorry.
Yeah, they had to quarantine like millions of people or something along the lines of that. Probably the flu is what you're thinking of.
The reason I'm thinking about the flu is a lot of people are like almost like pissed, like internally in the U.S. from people like outraging about it, and they're like, "Yo, like the coronavirus is one thing, but we've had over 8,000 deaths because of the flu. Like, let's kind of set our priorities a little bit."
Yep, and so it's killed 150 people. That's the total.
And there's not a lot in the U.S.
Passing count.
It's only a couple or something like that.
I didn't read up, but the reason I wanted to bring it today, and I also have a little bullet. So apparently it's the worst pandemic, and it's surpassed SARS, which is also like an upper respiratory inflammation that I think is of the past. I don't think.
Yeah, you don't hear about SARS.
We don't hear about SARS much anymore. But the reason I bring it up to today, obviously, one, that it's kind of a tremendous thing coming from China, and people are traveling and bringing it amongst different countries when we don't really have a cure for it. I'm assuming. So basically, when you look it up and it says, "What do you do to prevent the coronavirus?" It's like wash your hands.
Yeah.
Make sure you don't rub your eyes. Because apparently it spreads through the eyes.
Yeah, it's
and that's
typically
most things, like you're touching things, you rub them in your eyes.
Yeah,
but it's
start
the
licking
most
your fingers for some reason or whatever. Well, from all the seafood.
Oh yeah. When you're eating lobster, you gotta lick your fingers. So the reason I bring it up to today, obviously, because it's such a sad thing, and China's having to deal with it on a day-by-day basis, and they don't have the means to be able to treat everyone, you know, obviously, because 150 people have already passed.
Well, they're shutting down like transportation to like
they're
quarantining.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Like major locations inside of China. But 3 people in New Hampshire have seen a doctor worried that they have the coronavirus. 2 still unsuspected. They don't know. They're still treating them. 1 has it.
No way.
Yep. Took a flight from China, right in New Hampshire, Littleton, New Hampshire. I just got a WMUR report about it yesterday.
Like a warning?
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, holy shit. Like now it's Littleton, an hour away?
Yeah.
Something like that. So it's absolutely crazy that it's coming from China, it's not a little town, but from a place in China. Someone travels with the bacteria all the way back to, say, Logan Airport. They come. They're like, you know what? I'm not feeling that great. I've heard of the coronavirus. I'm going to go see a doctor. And they're like, you're the lucky one, you know?
It reminds me of like the Newgrounds game or like
Pandemic or something.
Yeah,
those Flash games they used to play.
What was the game? What was the place that we used to go to? It was a website that you could get achievements for all these like Flash games. Do you remember that? We played it for a little bit.
Yes, I remember, but I can't think of it. Congregate?
Yes,
Congregate
with the K. Yeah, so I remember it was a game called similar to Pandemic, and you would infect like a continent, and it would just spread. And one person would go across.
That's literally what it is, dude.
And then all of a sudden you see it's, and then all these like death like.
I mean,
logos.
As long as they don't come back as zombies, I think we're good. I think like people just need to. I
think people just gotta stop drinking Coronas.
What goes good with the coronavirus? A little Lyme disease.
I wonder, like, if it's affecting Corona at all.
Yes. So when I was trying to look it up, since it's trending on Twitter as the coronavirus, people think that it's coming from Mexico because of their beers. Clearly, you can't do more of an enticing Google search.
Is Corona from Mexico, or is that just racist?
Yeah, Corona's from Mexico.
Oh, I don't know.
Mexico.
Well,
yeah. just like Molson's from Canada. Is Molson from Canada?
Yeah, it is from Canada.
Yeah.
Actually, I was talking to...
It's a cerveza from Mexico.
My girlfriend's brother, and he doesn't drink beer too much, and he said that one of his favorite beers to drink right now, period, is Molson... Molson Dry, Molson Extra,
Triple X Extra.
But he says it's his favorite beer of all time.
Yeah,
I don't know. I used to be a big Labatt's fan.
Labatt Blue's fucking disgusting, and you know it.
It's so gross.
The only reason people bring it is because they're like huge into the Canadian heritage, and they're like, oh, Labatt, like, you know what I mean?
It's cheap. It's
a
like
staple.
$1 for like a tall.
That's what I'm saying. It's like a steel reserve from fucking 7-Eleven that you're spending fucking.
Do you remember King Cobra's?
$4. Yeah, I remember.
King Cobra
Dude, playing Edward 40 Hands, like.
For those of you that don't know what Edward 40 Hands is, which is, there was 2 of them.
I don't think anyone doesn't know.
I don't know. People don't know. That was new to me when I like.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
But
go ahead.
You duct tape 2 40s, and you have to drink them both, but you can't use your hands. You can only use your 40s to pick stuff up.
Exactly.
But then a girl version came out shortly after that called Amy Wine Hands or Amy Winehouse Hands.
It's like 2 bags of wine?
Or no, 2 like
Carlo.
Yeah.
The Carlo.
Like
no, not
or
Carlo.
whatever.
Yeah.
Like
exactly.
bottles of wine, and you'd have to duct tape and drink 2. I don't know how you do that.
You know what is the worst drinking game? Since we're just like Edward 40 Hands is fucking nonsense.
Yeah.
Because if you're under 21, that is the only time you drink 40s.
Yeah.
Because it's the cheapest, because it's malt liquor.
Yeah.
So it's the cheapest malt liquor you can get to fuck you up before you turn 21, because like then you have an actual beer and you're like, oh, all right, I was drinking fucking 40 malt liquor.
Straight malt.
But the other worst game that I play, and I specifically remember playing it at my friend Eric's house, is Kill Carlo.
I don't know Kill Carlo.
All right, you know Carlo the wine? It's like the big white fat
like
Italian
guy.
Bag? Kind of, but all you do is you drink the bottle of wine and then you break it. That's it. Like it's like the worst drinking game ever. I remember I didn't know because I was like, 19. I mean, 21 for my mom. I was 21 when I drank.
22.
21 and a half.
Suspicious.
Yeah, I was just like buying a fake ID. Like, I'm 27. But no, like literally I remember drinking and then I was getting lightheaded and I was like, I can't tell if I'm fucking drunk or I'm like just not used to drinking wine or if I'm going to die. It's just like this poor wine that comes. It's like, I don't even know if it's a 750. It's like a 500 milliliter for like $6 or whatever.
Yeah.
And like me and my friends used to get together and be like, yeah, we're going to kill Carlo, blah, blah, blah. We're just drinking from the same fucking glass.
Yeah,
It's fucking gross. You know what I mean? And then after, you take it to the street and you smash it. That's it. That's the whole game.
One game I really wanted to play, or like it would be like a theme night, but like maybe we'll do it one day on the podcast when a Wednesday's off. But Wizard Wednesdays, have you heard of Wizard Wednesdays?
I mean, from you, yeah.
So you dress up as a wizard with a purple robe or whatever color robe. You get a beard, you get a hat. Mm-hmm. You just do it all just for the hell of it.
Yeah.
And then as you get like a 30 rack or a couple 30 racks, and as you drink them, you
tape them together, and that's your staff, correct?
That's your staff, and then
staff is like the aluminum cans piled up.
The tallest staff, dude. I
would have to drink like Mike's Hard Lemonade. I'm not good with my beer. Oh my god, dude! This yellow Pokemon Pikachu looking colored staff walking around, bro.
But
I'm an electric wizard.
Yeah, if there's ever a Wednesday off this year, I don't know how holidays land or how like.
Well, we do our podcast on Wednesdays.
No, I meant a Wizard Wednesday on the podcast.
Oh my god, dude! And we just get drunk with our
staff, like hold it right here. That we should do Wizard Wednesday. If you guys want to see Wizard Wednesday,
yeah, comment below if you want to see Wizard Wednesday.
You know what it's gonna turn into? It's gonna be Wiz Wednesday because I'm gonna piss myself every 5 minutes because beer just runs through me.
Gross.
Speaking of running through me, the Super Bowl. No, I'm kidding.
Okay. Where are you going with this, bud?
The whole football team runs through me.
Heard.
So Super Bowl 54 is this weekend.
Super Bowl! Let's go!
I don't know why.
I get so excited.
I'm stoked for the Super Bowl
because we don't have the pressure.
No.
Wait, what? The Patriots?
The Patriots?
The Patriots? No, it's because we don't have the pressure of being fucking.
No. Because when the Patriots are in, you're stoked because the Patriots are in.
Yeah, but you're also freaking out.
Yeah, but
my brother-in-law cried three Super Bowls ago when we lost. You know what I mean? Like, it's such a relief being able to watch a Super Bowl.
No, it's just like if it was other teams, I'd be like whatever. But like I'm kind of
it's the 49ers and the
Chiefs. About 49ers and Chiefs.
Oh.
So right now, or at least a week ago when they came out. So I'm a betting fan. I'm a gambling man, especially in New Hampshire where it's illegal now. So the Chiefs opened up as favorites over the 49ers, just a point and a half, which is nothing. Like you're gonna cover that spread like nothing.
Yep.
But
or maybe you won't.
Well, I might not.
Field goal pushes the under one.
I'd be so pissed if the 49ers miss a field goal like off of a touchdown, and then they win just by one. I'd be shit. But Mahomes against
Jimmy Garoppolo. He's got a long neck.
I don't know. Like Mahomes is such a beast, but the 49ers are so strong.
The 49ers have such a good team. I've gone on in this conversation with so many different people. Specifically, and he's working, so I can talk shit about him because I know he's not watching the podcast, is Rob.
Yeah.
Me and Rob have had heated conversations to the point where he's like telling me that my family bleeds red and gold because I'm a 49ers fan and I'm a Jimmy Garoppolo dick rider. Like, bro, no, I ain't. He's just a good quarterback with an amazing team. He's not an amazing quarterback, good quarterback with an amazing team.
I think it's almost like Mahomes is like a 9 out of 10, okay, or a 10 out of 10.
I would put him on the top two, probably top 3.
Yeah,
and
then his team
maybe
is like
2.
7, 8 out of 10.
What do you mean, bro?
No. But like, just let me talk.
Yeah.
While like Garoppolo is like a 8 out of 10, while his team's a 10 out. You know what I mean? Like that's where like
in terms of statistics. Typically, the Chiefs don't have an amazing defense.
Yeah.
Although we saw what they could do to hold a run defense, they were rated 25 in the league, and they still ended up winning for the run defense, or 22 in the league. Excuse me, I think it was something like that. But they don't have a great defense.
Yeah.
But they have such a powerful offense. With Tyreek Hill, they have Travis Kelce.
Kelce.
Yeah, I know. Travis Kelce is your boy.
Is my boy.
And I think he's rated the number 2 second tight end in the league.
Yeah.
Besides Gronk, and Gronk's retired, so fuck him. You know what I mean? And then after that, the third tight end, George Kittle, who plays for the San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah.
It's so crazy. I don't know.
It's gonna be weird because like Mahomes is gonna do a lot of the work that Garoppolo doesn't have to do.
Yes.
And then, so like they're just Garoppolo has to shine right now, and Mahomes like O-line and D-line has to shine because that's the only way you're going to get a really good game. Otherwise, one team's going to trample over the other.
Oh,
very
absolutely.
quickly. You're going to see the holes in one of the teams as soon as Mahomes finds a hole in your defense.
Well, that's what it is. Is that. And it's such a powerful segue because I was literally just going to say that they're going to match Richard Sherman with Tyreek Hill.
Oh.
And Richard Sherman is not going to be able to keep up. But they're going to double cover Kelsey.
Yeah.
They're going to set Richard Sherman and Tyreek Hill on a one-on-one defense to offense battle. And Patrick Mahomes, I think, is either going to have Tyreek or he's going to have to do the legwork himself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it was so insane to see him actually do the legwork and be running all these first downs when he has no one available.
Getting touchdowns himself because he doesn't have anyone. Exactly. He's like, I'm about to get pushed for a fucking sack. What do? I get trampled by 3 dudes, still carry the football right into the fucking end zone.
It's
incredible.
It's gonna be
Patrick Mahomes is one of those quarterbacks that either he's going to get hurt early or he's going to be a staple of the franchise and they're going to keep him forever.
And I think the thing I've been enjoying right now with just the late end, like the late games of the playoff, is there was a lot of good not Titans, but like a lot of really good teams butting heads. Like I've seen before, I've watched playoffs before where it's like it's just blowout after blowout, and you just see a team kind of run through the ranks, and then some of the other games are good. But
I think we've said that before. I think when Michael was on the podcast, we were talking about like how many fucking teams we didn't think were going to win just came through,
and they just got so good in the second half of the playoffs, and they just crushed. I think I'm stoked for the Super Bowl.
You want to talk about second half? That's Patrick Mahomes right there. Second half, bro. You're going to be down 21-0. You're going to be down 14-0, and you're still going to prevail and be cool, calm, and collective. He's just one of those players that's essential to the team.
Like he doesn't get stressed if he's down. There's a lot of quarterbacks that as soon as they're down, they start.
Look at Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. Yeah. You could tell, and he said before the game, what makes me different from everyone else is I don't get stressed. Then he got stressed through a fucking pick and then got sacked like 5 times. And he's like, you could tell he's pissed.
Yeah.
You can't see it in Patrick Mahomes.
No.
You really can't.
And that's why because even when he was down, like 3 touchdowns or 24-0, like he came through and scored 4 touchdowns in a row, like nothing.
Yeah, like nothing.
Great.
No, he's good. He's cool, calm, and collected.
He doesn't let it affect him, and I think Brady's very similar in that way too. Maybe not this season as an example, but previous when he's down in the 4th.
I don't know. Brady
gets
fucking mad, dude.
Well, he gets pissed now. I've never seen him
now.
so mad.
I've never either, and I think it's like that Bill Belichick, Tom Brady, just like confrontation, butting heads. Like I want to show you that I can carry the team on my back, but maybe I'm getting a little too old.
So what I did as a gambling man, so I put money
on the Chiefs.
On the Chiefs before.
On the Chiefs.
And then I said, you know what? The Super Bowl, I'm just going to do double or nothing. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just going to go ride Chiefs the whole way. I did the same thing with Pats and won that.
And lucky for you guys that are watching, because if he wins, he's putting all the money back into the podcast. We're going to have cups. We're going to have mugs. We're going to
we're going to have everything.
We're going to have everything.
So I want to kind of like preface a couple things before playing a little game.
Okay.
So J-Lo and Shakira are the halftime show.
I'm not excited.
Not excited.
Yeah. I don't want to ruin your game if it's part of it, but
props to the Latinas in the community, but
nothing special.
Nothing.
I don't know.
I don't care. I just hate that it's like it. I feel like a lot of times the like halftime show isn't reflective of like the raw energy of football.
No, absolutely not.
And to add to that, Demi Lovato is doing the national anthem.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted to do a little thing called Guess That Prop, which is I took some of the strangest prop bets.
Yeah.
Because you can gamble on the game on who's going to win, who's going to score the first touchdown. But there's also prop bets, which you bet on unorthodox things like is the...
Are they going to jump into the Salvation Army pot? You know what I mean?
Is the national anthem going to be longer than 2 minutes or shorter than 2 minutes? You take the over-under.
Okay.
So I want to
So you're going to ask me this. Are we going to revisit it in the next episode?
Correct.
Okay, wonderful.
or we'll just like say it real quick, and then you guys will have to watch both episodes to understand what we're talking about. So, first prop.
Yep.
There's going to be a player arrested in Miami after the game. It's
after the game.
Yeah. It's 7 to 1 odds that they will, or whatever. It's very unlikely that they will.
Oh, unlikely.
Yeah.
So 1 to 7.
Yeah.
So 1 to 7 that they're going to get arrested.
Yeah.
I'm going to go against the odds, and I will say yes.
Yes.
I don't know who it will be.
Is Pitbull going to be in the halftime show?
I hope not.
Gonna be.
I'm going to go with a no just because I fucking hate Pitbull.
J-Lo, is she going to have butt cleavage?
Cleavage?
Yeah.
I mean, she's in her 40s and she shows her ass everywhere. Yes.
Okay. Right now, that's plus 500 for yes, which means you have to bet $500 to win $100.
Oh yeah,
so
there you go.
It's $100 to win 20. Gatorade color.
I'm a purple fan myself, but I think they're gonna go with the lemon lime, the yellow. Yep.
Okay.
I just had a purple Gatorade today. I was very excited.
Yeah,
it's my
were
favorite
you Super
color.
Bowl excited?
I was Super Bowl excited.
I'm so pissed.
You're the one who said it. Go ahead.
MC Hammer is in a Cheetos commercial. Is he going to say Hammer Time in his commercial?
That's the only thing he's known for.
Yeah.
Or he's gonna say, all right, well, I can't really be like, ooh, well. He's either gonna like his hammer pants are gonna be part. I'll say yes on the Hammer Time.
Okay.
What are the odds on that?
Minus 200. So if you bet 100, you win 200.
Oh, no way. I would take that 100%.
A-Rod.
Yep.
Is probably going to be there because of
J-Lo.
Jennifer Lopez.
You almost said Jennifer Lawrence.
I was like,
yeah,
what?
Yeah, I heard it coming out.
Be shown. And right now, the over-under is 0.5. So if he's shown once, you win. If he's not shown,
he's going to be shown multiple times.
You think so? Even though she's just in the halftime show.
Yeah.
So you got to think he's probably
going to be at the game.
He's probably going to be in a private suite, an executive suite where you can't see him.
Yeah.
But you still think he's going to be shown multiple times.
Yes, absolutely. Because I forget what game I was watching. It was it Amy Adams? It's the girl from The Office. I don't know. One of the girls from The Office. I think it was a Bruins game or something, and she was in a suite, and she's a St. Louis Blues.
Yeah, you sent me that.
Did I send you that?
Yeah. Someone sent it to me.
Okay, someone sent it.
I thought you sent it to me.
I might have.
Where she's in the corner, she's making commentary on the game.
Yes, possibly.
Yeah.
And they keep showing her. Like, those people, I mean, they're going to show them. They're going to show them.
And then amount of commercials that include a dog. Right now, the over-under is 3.5.
3.5. So it's for a 4-hour game, 5-hour game, including the halftime. I'm going to say over that amount.
Okay.
I'm going to say, specifically, can you write 6 dogs? Wait, how is it 3.5? They're just gonna show they're gonna saw a dog in half for the commercial and just leave the front half.
It means it's between 3 and 4.
Yeah, I know, I get it.
You're fucked. What are your final predictions on the numbers for that?
Predictions on the numbers. See, I'm not good at or
who do you think is gonna win? Are you voting for the Chiefs?
I'm gonna go for the Chiefs. I want to go for the 49ers because Jimmy Garoppolo, he already has 2 Super Bowl wins, although he didn't do anything for them. He was under Tom Brady, and he's just a great player. He's a great sport. I love the 49ers franchise, at least this year and last year, they outshined themselves for the past 10, 20 years.
Yeah.
But the Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes is just such a good quarterback. So unless he gets hurt in the middle of the game, I would say 49ers after that.
Yeah.
But during the game, you can't beat Tyreek Hill. You can't beat Travis Kelce. You can't beat Patrick Mahomes. I'm calling them to win. I'm going to give it, 28-21.
Yeah. I almost said the same thing.
I'm going to give it 20. No, I'm going to give it 24-28.
You know what's fun?
For the Chiefs.
Okay.
24, so 3 touchdowns and a field goal, although it might plan out differently.
Okay.
But I'm going to say 28-24.
You know what? I'm going to have high hopes for the Chiefs. I was going to say 28-21, actually.
Really?
Myself. But I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to say it's going to end up being 28-17.
28-17 for the Chiefs because you bet on them, I hope. Yeah. You're not going to say,
I
hope the 49ers win and I lose $200.
That's going to be so depressing.
So how much money do you make back if you win on this Chiefs game? Out of curiosity.
I put Well, I originally put like $150, but then I realized that the credit that you get, because I got $50 credit.
Correct. Yep.
And then they're like, all right, well, you have to bet 10 times what your credit is amount in order to eventually redeem it. So I'm like, all right, you know what? There's no way I'm going to bet $500-$600.
Yeah,
like,
no way.
Maybe in a couple
for
of
such a
years
close game, a
like,
1.5 point spread is like. So I said, you can't be throwing gigantic.
So I threw $100, doubled up, and then now I'm throwing the $200 to win $400.
Oh wow, nice.
So and it's just because the Chiefs and it was such a tough call because what happens is both the championships.
Yep.
They were both teams were favorites by like 7.5 points. So like they had to win by more than 7 on both games, which they both did. But it was very scary to bet on any of the championships. They were, because all 4 teams were so good that was hard to like be like, all right, this team's definitely going to win by at least a touchdown, especially because all the end game antics that happen usually.
Exactly.
With all the timeouts and trying to just stretch the clock, and then someone ends up scoring in the end game. It was hard to like put because usually when you play favorites, like a lot of people I know will do like a team will be 2-point favorites, and they're like, that's easy. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I know they're going to win the 2 points. It's a given because you're like, all right, they're going to win by at least a field goal. But 1.5, if the Chiefs win, they're going to win by 1.5. And same thing with the 49ers. They're going to win by more than 1.5. So.
Oh, absolutely. It's either going to be one way or the other. We're going to be, but either way, I want to say, like, kind of closing out the segment a little bit, that I don't think there's 2 teams that deserve this Super Bowl more than the 49ers and the Chiefs.
Oh, yeah,
it's going to be a great game, whether the Chiefs come out. I mean, I'm hoping you win your money back.
Yeah.
But either if the 49ers and the Chiefs win, I'm happy.
Yeah.
They're both great teams. They've both showed their progression and their growth within the season. They deserve to be there. If the
Chiefs win, I might hang like a Chiefs jersey right there, Mahomes jersey,
right in front of the logo.
In front of the logo. Actually, I'm gonna
logo.
Photoshop my shirt to be a Mahomes jersey, like on the background.
That would actually kind of be dope.
Low-key
like
fire.
a little Chiefs,
like a Chiefs, and then like his part of his.
You can't do anything with me, huh?
No.
Oh, that's fine.
I mean, I can, but like I'll probably put like a
Clark Kent.
No, I'll probably that would be easy actually. Yeah, just keep it the same. You could put like a teardrop and like a Garoppolo jersey on you.
That would
in
be
the
fun.
background.
We'll look for it next week. We'll see.
Yeah, if you win, how about this? Well, I'll do it for real, okay?
Okay.
So if the Chiefs win,
or
if the Chiefs win, I'll do the scenario we just talked about.
Yeah.
If the Chiefs lose, we'll still wear our jerseys, but I'll have the teardrop.
Okay, word. Even though I'm not rooting for the 49ers.
Correct.
But
well your family bleeds red and gold.
Yeah, just to entertain you guys, because my family bleeds.
just dies.
Oh, man. Speaking of money, I found this very odd article, and it brought me to my very core, and I guess I just want to see how you feel about it. It was just, it hurt my stomach.
Okay.
I mean, not in a raunchy way, but just in like ethical.
What do you mean a raunchy way?
Not in a raunchy way, like
you weren't diarrheaing
I wasn't watching
after
like
this?
I wasn't looking at like Saw articles and I'm like, oh, I want to play a game. Oh my God, look, there's intestines everywhere. Like it's just an article that like I know I'm bringing this to the max. No, it's just an article
bringing it
that
to the max.
I think you'll like because it's an ethical situation. It's an ethical dilemma, and someone made a certain decision. So I guess I'll ask you what you think. So there was a Michigan man in Awasa. Don't know where it is.
Is that a country? Is that
It's a city.
In Michigan.
I think it's in Michigan as well. Yeah. No, you're thinking about the Valley State University that we were talking about before.
Yeah.
It's a different article.
But everything's happening in Michigan right now.
It's in Michigan.
Yeah.
So a man found $43,000, 170 or 43. I can't speak today. Holy crap!
I can't speak today.
$43,000. Either way, $43,000 in cash. In a piece of furniture that he bought from a thrift store. What do you think he did with it?
I think I saw this article.
Did you?
He didn't spend it. He fucking returned it.
Oh, of course he did. Because if he spent it, it wouldn't be on the news. He's a fucking idiot.
Fucking boom.
You ready for this?
Okay.
So this is what irked me, right? So he was like,
let me guess. He got like $100 like fucking.
Just wait.
Ugh.
So
a certificate.
He was like, he had an interview in which he said, I needed it for a new roof, but I wanted to return it to the rightful owner. So he returned it to the thrift store.
You know what's going to be bullshit is he's not getting a new roof.
No, he's not getting a new roof at all. No, absolutely not. You might think, but he ain't. So he returned it. because he felt right returning the money. He said it was like an ethical enlightenment. You know what I mean? So he returned the money, and they said, well, we don't know who donated it. We don't have, like, the slip or whatever. You know, they keep those donation slips where you fill them out, whatever, for tax purposes. So the
thrift store kept it.
No, they didn't. Oh. They said, you know what? That was a very nice gesture of you. We're going to donate all of the money. It's nice, right? Yeah. But I feel like I just peaked the mic right there. But that's not what happened. So a woman came in, and it was her grandfather's. She had proof. She had photographs. That's where he put the money. It was his name on a slip on the fucking furniture.
Okay. All right. Let me guess. So when he gave it back, it hit the news. Everyone was talking about it.
Yes.
Then this lady goes,
that's my grandfather's. Yes. So it was her grandfather's. Apparently, he passed away, and they gave all of his stuff to Goodwill, not knowing the money was in there. But she had proof that it was his piece of furniture, the couch or whatever.
Do you know how good of an investment it would be if you bought everything the exact same couch
and you started taking photographs
of your grandfather, who's still alive, by the way,
photoshopping him,
and just
not even photoshopping, just he's alive. He's alive, but you say he's dead.
Take pictures and you say he's dead, and then you go. Proof. My grandfather. This is, and they just have pictures.
I'd be able to pay off my wedding.
They have pictures of the grandfather actually pulling up the cushion and putting the money in,
and then they just have like they just
take a video. He's like, "Grandpa, what are you doing?" Oh, I gotta stash this money, daughter. When I die, this money is yours. Or granddaughter,
I'm keeping all the money for you. And then they just have like videos of like a staged wake, or like a funeral, and they're just like putting him into the grave. It's like, bye, grandfather.
And they have a video like when you're getting like the whole estate like given out to everyone.
Oh yeah.
You're like, all right, granddaughter Elizabeth, you will get my couch and my $43,000. You will get my couch.
So how ridiculous is that? Okay. First of all, right?
Yeah.
But the thing that just fucking drove me nuts was what she said after, because they interviewed her.
Yeah.
You know what she said? Would you like to guess what she said?
She said, I'm rich, bitch.
No. Like, as an actual, like, what do you think she said? Think she like said thank you? Do you think she was like, oh my god, this was an heirloom, and you know my grandfather?
No, I feel like she was a dick about it.
Like how?
I don't know.
Can't believe my grandfather gave away my $43,000 fucking dollars. Like,
no, like I feel like I don't know.
Would you like to know what she said?
Yeah, I can't even guess.
She said it's just crazy. It's completely awesome. And that's it. Didn't give any money to the dude that returned it. Just said, it's crazy. It's awesome. It's like fantastic. And that's it. That's all they disclosed about their conversation. And then they were like, oh, yeah, she took the money and just kind of left.
You know what? I would...
would you return the money? I think that's an ethical dilemma. You wouldn't.
No, okay. You should. But...
would you give like some of the money back? Like, here's $1,000 I found on a couch, but I'm gonna keep $42,000.
See, the thing that's tough is you don't know the other person. If you know the other person, and you're like,
yeah,
I don't know, because $43,000 is life changing for both parties, for yourself and whoever you're.
And the guy
needed
a new roof.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like for me, I could literally pay off my car. I could pay off my wedding. Excuse me. And I could do something else with it. I could put money into investments. I could put money into school loans.
What happens if you just return half, okay? So think about it. Say you return half.
Well, she knew how much money was in there.
But what can she do?
Where's the other half?
The couch is donated.
Correct. So you're donating, sacrificing everything that's in it. Because you wouldn't be like, hey, my grandfather donated his couch. I need that lint back.
Yeah. Like, you wouldn't say like, oh, like I think I left earrings in here. Like they might let you look through it, but they don't have to.
Yeah.
So you already sold or given your couch to the thrift store.
Yeah.
It's under the property of the thrift store. Then you bought it. Mm-hmm. So now you own everything that's in it.
Correct.
If the couch ends up with asbestos, you own that asbestos.
You're not like, hey, like I got to talk to your granddaughter, deceased grandfather, and we're going to have a conversation because I got asbestos from this couch.
You know what? Like, if I'm buying something and I find money, it's mine.
Okay.
If I find it on the street, I might have more remorse.
Okay, so if you find like a wallet and it's got an ID in it and it's like a personality almost as a wallet, you're like, this is a person.
You found a wallet. You found that it's someone, they are looking for it, they're missing it.
Correct.
If it's long gone at a thrift store and you bought it and they don't even have the receipts.
That's what I'm saying.
Because if they don't have the receipts anymore, that means it's kind of been there for a while.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
They must be going through inventory.
But the thing is that like, so he passed away. They donated. They're like, fuck grandpa. I'm donating his couch. I don't want it in my house, apparently. You know what I mean? Whatever it is. But the crazy thing is that like when you go to a thrift store, right? I've never done it. But you go to a thrift store, you walk in. You say, hey, you got any furniture here? Yeah. And they're like, oh, yeah, I do. It's in the back. And you're like, oh, that's crazy. I'm going to go check in the back. Do you not check the compartments? It was in like a compartment, like whoop, oop, $43,000.
That's a big compartment.
Well, I mean, maybe, but
$43,000. I mean,
think about it in hundreds. If it was in hundreds, you know what I mean? It's just like a little stack, and you're like, $43,000.
$430.
$430. It's not going to be that much. You know, you might get. I'll say like.
You got like a stack
like this, like as wide as my mouth on the Torn Between Two Brothers. That's the 43,000,
and as wide as my mouth on a good day.
Fucker. But the thing is that like, are you not checking? You know what I mean? You're not looking to see like, oh, this has really cool features.
That's what I mean.
Look at this compartment.
I think it's their fault for not checking everything.
Absolutely.
If I ever accidentally, because even a jacket, you would check the pockets because there's so many times that you hear about people, oh, I just found $100 in my pocket.
Oh my God, the winning lottery ticket, you know?
Well, not the winning lottery
no, I
ticket,
know.
but like, you're just like, oh man, like I forgot I had $100
Oh, you're saying yourself, like you were winter packing and then it's the summer, you put it back on. I don't know why you get a jacket in the summer, but not in the winter.
You can say
the next winter.
Yeah.
You're like, oh yeah, here's $20. I can't believe I didn't have that.
Yeah, this was changed for whatever. Yeah, that's her fault.
Yeah. So you would have kept the money.
And tell her to pound sand, yeah.
Dude, I just couldn't believe if I was like standing there, maybe like with the interview girl, and you're just like, oh, like, I need a new roof, but, you know, my family can kind of wait until we get our tax break. You know, it's not our money. And then the girl's over there going like, it's just crazy.
the guy's on the street with like a homeless sign, and there's like one cloud over him, and he's crying, and he's like, and then the lady's like 10 feet over being interviewed. It's crazy. I don't even know what I'm going to do with this money. And
if he had $43,000 stashed, dude, that means like older people don't even believe in the bank. So he probably like got down some good money to the kids. You know what I mean? Like, he died, gave him good money. She's probably driving a Lamborghini to the thrift store, being like, "I've never been in these parts of town. Where's my $43,000 fucking dollars, dude?"
She's probably like, "Man, my lighter just broke. I need something to start my fires." I needed $43,000 to warm up my house for one night.
So much money, dude. I wish. Why can't things happen like that for me? I can't say that. I mean, like, I got into a car accident and made good money off of it. And I was able to buy my car. That's why you got insurance. You know what I mean?
That's a regular insurance claim.
Yes.
You don't have to say I made good money out of it. What'd you make? Like,
I made that money. You know what I mean? I was able to buy my new car. Or put a deposit on it, you know what I mean? So, like, things happen to me I should be more fortunate about. But all I'm saying is that if anyone out there has got $43,000 in their grandfather's couch and wants to donate,
say the catchphrase of the podcast?
What?
If you had $43,000, what would you pay off? Your wedding.
Oh, my wedding. I already said it. I already said it. You weren't listening. I poked that in. I think there's 3 times that I said it. So if you didn't hear it, you're really not good at listening. We need to retally dads who's the better son.
For those of you still not listening to this podcast, we are going to take a 3-minute break. Feel free to 4 minutes, 3 minutes. Feel free to jump over to youtube.com, search Torn Between Two Brothers, shoot us a subscribe, and it's free.
It takes 2 seconds.
It helps us on everything, and we'll be back in 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
See ya, boys.
Welcome back to Torn Between Two Brothers, where we talk about things that are new to us. We are getting back into it. We are going to do a segment that we do every single time. These lovely, colorful, coded cards that are behind us that we only use for 20 minutes on each podcast. Called
Spin That Wheel.
Yeet. I love it.
Eat that wheat, boy.
All right, so are you going to be the first? I think we're only doing one each, and then we're going to get back into it.
Yeah, we got a lot of segments.
We have a lot
tonight.
of segments tonight.
We will be having a lot of segments. I mean, we had Spin That Wheel, but we came up. We were kind of creative this week.
Yeah.
Usually we're like,
one segment, two segment.
Oh, what is that new Dr. Seuss book?
Segment.
One segment. Two segment, blue segment.
Blue segment. We're going to land on politics now.
All right,
so basically, spin that wheel. Yeah, we're going to spin the wheel. It's going to land on a card, and whatever it lands on, we will pick up that card and be forced to discuss it.
If I dipped my hand into like a bathtub, like that would have just splashed me. My spin.
Entertainment.
Ooh.
What do you got?
Ooh. This is a perfect connection to something else. Heath Ledger's Joker improv and postpartum part for Batman. I should have not even read it because I know what Batman is. It's funny because we just watched this movie, me and Kat.
You just watched the Heath Ledger one?
Yeah.
So no way, huh?
So I had been kind of really looking forward to the Joker movie.
Correct.
And what we did was we jumped from, because Joker is kind of like before Joker becomes Joker and before Batman becomes Batman.
Yep.
And then
in the new Joker movie.
In the new one, yes.
Yeah,
Joker.
the new one.
And then we watched The Dark Knight right after that movie.
So good.
So it was kind of a good transition because Kat really didn't know much about Batman and Joker.
Okay.
So it was good to see what drives the Joker mad, because like even me going into it, I kind of knew, but like it was a really good movie to watch the transition.
Yeah.
And then The Dark Knight is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Oh, it's got to be. It's got to be up there in like
so
everyone's top at least 10. It's just so good. And I think because I wrote that, right? That's why you had trouble reading that, because I wrote it a while ago.
Yeah, typically I'd be fine.
I think it was specifically what I was thinking when I put that in there is the remote device to blow up the building,
with the hospitals.
that improv.
Yeah.
Because, all right, so for those of you that don't know, but it's been a while since The Dark Knight came out. Heath Ledger has been passed on.
I just
R.I.P.
watched it, so if you need help, I can help you out.
So he's leaving the hospital. So Two-Face,
he
visits Two-Face.
He said that if I'm trying to remember, like, because the Joker makes a lot of threats. I think if Batman doesn't show himself, or no, sorry, one person was trying to expose Batman.
Yep.
And he called in a news station and said, I know the real, like, who Batman really is, because he was working under Batman's, like, company, like where they hide all their money and stuff like that, because Batman, for those of you who don't know, is Bruce Wayne, who has he's a billionaire because of his parents, and he ends up using that money to fight crime. So someone who works under his company and manages like all of his accounts kind of looks deeper into it, because he's told to do like a task that looks deeper into it, but he goes too deep and finds out he's Batman, and then he tells the news, he's like, all right, I know who Batman really is, and I'm gonna tell you guys now. And then Joker calls in and is like, that's no fun. I love playing with the Joker, the Batman. If
the Batman without a Joker?
If someone doesn't kill him within the hour, I'm gonna blow up a hospital.
Yes. So he visits Two-Face in the hospital as a nurse, and as he's leaving, is this correct?
Yeah.
As he's leaving the hospital, the actual scene, it was supposed to explode right away.
Yeah.
And the detonator, because it was real, they actually blew up a fake hospital, I guess. You know what I mean? So he's clicking the clicker, and it's not working. And he stands, and he looks at the camera for a second almost, and he's just like, almost like, what the fuck is going on? And he keeps clicking it and clicking it and clicking it, and then explodes behind him, and then he runs away in like this, oh my God, like holy shit.
Yeah.
And they kept that true to the film. Yeah. I'm assuming one for money purposes. Because they actually had to build the
but
they only had one shot.
These actors get so deep R.P. Heath Ledger, because I think a lot of people speculate that him training to be the role of Joker drove him
crazy. Exactly. And there's a lot of Jokers that have come out and said that, and said, when I trained for the role of Joker, especially if you want to get into it, Joaquin Phoenix, he was method acting. So basically, you're in your character, you're in your role, and you keep being in your role. You don't stop just to fit into that character. You know what I mean? Whether it's the laugh, whether it's the acting portion of it. And Heath Ledger, I think he came out and saying like it fucked him up, like he had like depression, anxiety, and things like that. But what a fucking role! I mean,
I think he didn't. He gets stiffed for an Oscar, maybe, or something like that, or like there was a whole big discussion. I think where he wasn't gonna win an award for what he did because people thought, or the Academy, or whatever the fuck, thought that it would be catering to someone who passed away.
Exactly, which is just fucking bullshit because he played such a great role.
I remember this discussion, but I don't remember what actually happened.
I think in 3/4 of the movie they actually used another actor dressed up as the Heath Ledger Joker to be able to finish the movie because they didn't have everything done. They had the main scenes done, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm not sure.
Someone fact check me, but I mean, whether or not we see it. But yeah, so it's just such an incredible
There's so many scenes. I love the improv. I love researching the improv. Like, Leonardo DiCaprio is in it. I forget which movie it is. Maybe it's
Wolf on Wall Street.
No, maybe it's Django Unchained or some random movie or whatever. But he's like talking to it's dinner time and he's like talking to like his whole gang of people and he's talking, he's yelling, he's like pissed off, and he slams his drink down on the table and the glass shatters and his hand it cuts up his hand and he's still doing the whole thing. Like while
but it wasn't supposed
bleeding.
to break.
It wasn't supposed to break. He was just doing it, and Tarantino loved that take that he actually took like that and like I guess he has like a maid, and he took it and like gave him like fake blood to put on his hands.
Okay,
and like now part of the scene was to like stroke the maid's face with the bloody hand.
Yeah.
So like they bandaged him up and stuff like that. And, like I'm sure they had to do like some
CGI work
or whatever. But then they put like blood on his hand and like made him like touch the maid's face, and they added like parts of the scene too. And like everyone was still like kind of freaking out.
Yeah. You're like, is the scene gonna stop? Are we even gonna use this? Should we keep going?
Of Leonardo just being such a great like improv, like and just kind of like using it to like build the scene. Everyone's like, what the fuck? Like this dude's still making like his whole
I don't know how people are actors and they can be able to get into their roles that way. It's absolutely incredible.
Heath Ledger was Dark Knight is easily one of my favorite movies, and I watched Joker. Joaquin Phoenix I thought did a really good job, but I wasn't like overly impressed by like certain things in the movie. The soundtrack bothered me.
Really?
They had like
I think that soundbite was on TikTok too often. So when that
no, it was in the movie too often.
Yeah,
it was in the movie too often. It happened like 10 times, and I get like reusing the same thing to emphasize, like being like, all right, like this is him being at peace or whatever, because he's acting out on his crazy. So now it's showing that he's at peace and he's like whimsical and everything. But like I think it was redone too many times. And then there's one part where he's at the stairs near the end where the cops are at the top, and they play like a Guns N' Roses type song or Aerosmith type song. And,
I remember, but I don't remember. And then
all of a sudden he's in it, and I get like you use the soundtrack to contrast like that whimsical track.
Correct.
To like put like a hard rock, and he's finally snapped and he's finally the Joker. But then I felt like it took so much away that it should have just been like a heavier jazz cut to complement like the whole like.
So almost not going in the opposite direction of that whimsical music, but being consistent with a little bit of edge towards the end.
Yeah, like so it fits with the whole theme, because the whole theme is set like in a previous time, like the 50s or whatever. Yeah, and then like it's all these jazz swing numbers. Keep that, but like make a heavier jazz number, like embellish, like to show like that he's in his own, as opposed to being like, all right, we're gonna throw like a Guns N' Roses number at it, and then all of a sudden he's dancing, and then all of a sudden it goes back to the whimsical. Because what would have been really cool is if it was a jazz, like a very heavy jazz number that like showed him being proud to be the Joker, slowly transitioning to that whimsical track, and then all of a sudden he's snapped, he's in it, and then he's at peace. And
it's almost like the story arc, but like with music, how it goes to the peak and then it comes down. Yeah, exactly.
And I think I would have liked that better. And I think
his laugh. Yeah, I'm sorry, but I had to look it up because I had to explain to Joanna my wife. For those of you that don't know, I had to explain to my wife because she was like, "Why is he laughing at these certain situations? Like, what does it mean?" And I gave her like a brief like, here's what I think it is. Yeah. And at first, I thought it was like whenever he's in an uncomfortable position. And when I looked it up, they actually guided him to have 4 different types of laughs. Okay. And I can't tell you what they are right now, but it was like a happy laugh, a funny laugh. The other laugh was if everyone else is laughing, he has to laugh because he feels the need because something was funny. Else is laughing, He's almost like conforming to that laugh. And then the last one was like uncomfortable. I don't know if I said that yet. So it was like 4 different types of laughs. And I was like, this is really meta within the movie, you know? Yeah. So that's why. And Joaquin Phoenix is also a tremendous actor, probably top 5 of my favorites. I love him. So when I heard he was in the new Joker, I'm like, I have to watch it.
Yeah. I've been not teaching Kat, but I've been telling Kat like to pay attention to things in the movie. Yeah. And I don't want to say she wasn't paying attention to things before, but I think when you're watching, and it happened to me a while ago, and it might be, and you might have had influence on that too. Sometimes you watch movies for like just mindless like entertainment,
just the face value of it.
But the directors do so much work for like all these layers and like foreshadows and stuff like that I've been kind of like speaking out every time I see it. And I think it's been influencing Kat to watch movies the same way. Catherine being my girlfriend. If you guys didn't catch that.
I don't know if you're making fun of me or not, or just actually saying it. You fucker.
And she was talking about all the foreshadows and all the predictions of the neighbor not being really in his life and stuff like that. And she was like, "Oh, that doesn't make sense." She's like, she's acting as a secondary role, but if she was actually like his partner, she would have more of a primary role. So I think he's imagining everything. And then there was other things where like I was just like, oh, this is happening because it's a foreshadow. This is happening, and like he's laughing because of this and that, and like so we've been enjoying watching movies in a different light because now I'm not shy to say my predictions.
Yep.
Like
no, I'm the same way.
I always get nervous.
I always tell Joanna shit like that too, and I'm like, oh, that person's not real. Or, this is what's gonna happen. Whether she gets annoyed by it or not, I have no idea. But I always do that.
Sometimes your predictions are true, so then all of a sudden you're spoiling.
Yes.
And one thing I did, which I kind of like hit myself on the head about it. So. The Joker, the movie, when Joaquin Phoenix sees
I feel like you're going to say the same thing I am, but go ahead.
Bruce Wayne for the first time across the fence, and then his dad comes over or whatever and tells him to, pound sand and take off. I go, oh, that's weird because, like, I'm pretty sure, like, Batman's parents are dead.
Yep.
And then I was like, that's weird that they're alive. But then I'm thinking, oh, well, Bruce Wayne, his parents die about the age he's at right now.
Exactly.
And I said it to her. I'm like, I'm surprised that like maybe it's before.
I think I said the same thing. Something along the lines of that.
Didn't know that Batman's parents are dead, and that's why he becomes Batman because he becomes a vigilante because no one protected his parents when he died and no one was there for it. And it was just people rioting, and then it happens, and I was like, fuck, like I just ruined the end because that ends up being like one of the endings.
That's one of the turning points.
Anyone that knows Batman at all knows that Bruce Wayne's parents are dead in an alleyway.
But you didn't think about it.
So, and I said, oh, like that's weird because it's fun fact, like his parents die in an alleyway, and she goes, oh, okay, and then all of a sudden it happens, and I was like, oh, and when does a spoiler, like when do you still have to say spoiler alert or like claim that there's no, like don't listen, there's gonna be spoilers, like how late, like Batman's been a thing forever, like I don't know if I think I fucked up.
Probably. Yeah. Well, before we end this, because I have one more thing to say about at least the Joker, since we kind of shifted from Heath Ledger to Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, is the reiteration and the repetition of showing that the girl that he was dating wasn't actually there. It pissed me off. Right?
Oh, because it was so condescending.
Yes.
To the viewer.
To the viewers, it's like, okay, I got it the first time. But all right, so for those of you that don't know, spoiler alert, since we're talking about spoiler alerts, basically he has a roommate, someone that lives in the same building with him. He builds a relationship with that woman, but he finds out that he's fantasizing about this woman.
Or we find out.
We find out, that he's, what did I say? He's fantasizing about the woman being in his life, and they keep showing different scenes that he was with that woman, but she's not actually there. So they're basically saying that, hey, she wasn't there the whole time. He's just fantasizing about her doing whatever. And it's almost condescending to the viewers. But then when it got towards the ending, when he's on the show, I said, well, if she's not real, because they've reiterated it so many fucking times, I'm not an idiot, is this real?
Yeah.
And that's where the beauty kind of came in for me, because I got mad, and then I questioned myself, and then I questioned my question.
I don't know.
I thought it was enlightening towards the end.
I guess so. Like, you question it, but then you're like, all right, well, Joker's Joker, so it probably did happen.
Yeah,
This is the origin story. Why else would he have crowds of people? Because in every single movie, he has so many supporters.
Correct.
That it makes sense for a whole group of people to riot with him. I think the best way that would have been done is if he went in there and she was like, who are you? Who the fuck are you? Like, get out of my house. Yeah. Then you know that Joker's crazy, and he's been crazy, and he's like, I don't know you, like, da-da-da-da. And then maybe he makes, like, oh, no, like, you know me. Like, maybe he makes a verbal reference to, like, something.
But not showing 8 different scenes where she's not actually there.
And then you don't question the later scenes.
Correct.
Then you just go, oh, like,
well, that's why it had me questioning, because it was a visual performance inside of, like, it right in my face. You know?
There was some other movie that I watched before, and I can't recall.
I think we've talked about it before.
It was You.
Correct.
Like, they showed there were seven things that make you LA resident.
Yes.
And it says it at the beginning of the episode, and then one of the ones is you see someone in a superhero outfit that when it's not Halloween, and then he sees one, but it's like kind of like you don't really see it. It's kind of out of frame, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool. They're gonna show all 7."
They're gonna show all 7. I said the exact same thing. We talked about this,
and then it got to the end, and then they're like,
Guess I'm a Californian now, because
like,
he saw the burning palm tree or something.
Palm tree. I saw the superhero, and it listed all of them and replayed the old.
But you have to understand that it's a popular Netflix episode or series, so they have to accommodate for the people that don't look out for that.
No, because the people that don't look out for it are gonna enjoy the episode without knowing it's there.
You think?
The people that are
what's the point of the episode if it's not there and you're not outlining it?
Well,
look at the
movie. It still had a
movie.
lot of story. It still had.
I know we're going into this a lot, but look at the movie 7. It was about the 7 stages of. Is it grief?
I haven't seen it.
You've never seen the movie 7? Oh, okay. So basically, it's the 7. What is it called?
Stages of loss, grief, depression. Like you're talking about when you lose someone, and you go through the 7 stages.
Yes, exactly.
Of acceptance, denial, like all that stuff.
Exactly, and they go through each step, and they say it out loud. They audibly say it out loud.
Annoying.
And it's annoying, but it's one of the greatest films. And whether they did it for purposefully to,
I don't know.
You know,
I feel like people that are TV and movie buffs get excited to find out those things
without having them said.
And then it's without it being said.
It's ruined.
And it's a niche because they're like, hey, did you know this? And then all of a sudden you get like all those like countdowns where it's like
people
5
don't like
things
the
you didn't
hidden
know in
stuff
movies.
anymore.
I love the hidden stuff.
I do
love
too.
looking for
I love
it.
the little Easter eggs and things that I can find out in the background. You know
corner,
what I mean?
Yeah.
We could go on it for days.
I don't know.
All right, so after a long-winded spin the wheel,
go ahead. We'll just do one.
I know we were like, we're only gonna do 2, and now we're like pushing our segments. Politics. Perfect. Well, that's never short. Socialism.
Oh, perfect.
Specifically in Canada, we talk about. Is there really a way to make this like condense? Do we have to explain what socialism is?
Yeah.
Okay, so for
I
those
kind
of
of
you
know and
that
don't know,
is
like
socialism is basically the benefit for all citizens within the country. Let's use Canada for example. So instead of being taxed little things like Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, and stuff like that, they basically tax you half of your salary. Yeah, half your income, and they donate that. Well, they don't donate it. They use it for taxes for things like school, free health care, government, roads, things like that like we don't really think of that are kind of taken care of for us, I guess. But then the country not goes in debt because of it, but it becomes less of a priority, I would say.
Yeah.
So socialism is basically that. Like you tax the people to be able to give back to the people. And it's not a great thing inside of the U.S. aside for people that enjoy Bernie Sanders and need it. Yeah. Yes, absolutely. I guess, can I ask you the question? Would you be okay answering?
I don't know. It's tough because when you make a higher, I get it, because America is very like capitalism.
Democracy,
so
capitalism. Yeah.
So like the people that make money are like, why the fuck am I providing
for everyone else?
I
worked hard for my money.
So if you're in a higher wage, like, it doesn't make sense for you. But if you're in a lower wage, it's like, yeah, let's help everyone out. Let's make everyone succeed. Instead of me like spending $40,000 for school, let's make it free for everyone, so everyone can get a better education. Everyone can have an actual place in society and have a job.
I can have the opportunity to be able to do that and be able to become successful.
So I think no matter what, it happens one way or another, where it's either like the bigger corporations make a lot of money, and that's when those advancements happen because it's catered to like things are being invented by Amazon and Tesla and like Google that are only being done because of how big of a powerhouse they are.
Yeah.
So our needs are being met because of their needs. While in socialism, everyone's needs are met. So like everyone's investing, but like it's not like I don't know, like
nothing's advancing, but everyone's, because I will say that
things aren't moving. Things in socialism, everyone advances. Everyone gets a better
together
education
at a slower pace.
But then the people at in like a democracy or capitalism, like it's the goals that companies are trying to achieve, those get reached. So we get an electric car because it makes more sense for the companies to do it. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
Or we get like we get all these things because it's catering to the people that want it. While like we might get,
so it's either like the two extremes, or a good middle or a middle ground. Yeah. I'll say it's like, if that makes sense.
It's like everyone's paying for 2-day shipping, but like that same could be paying for healthcare for everyone. You know, like it's
no, I get you.
I think it's.
I will say those in my youth, as coming from a socialistic background, then moving to the U.S., I was always curious about how the country worked. And I will say, in research that I've done, those countries that do have socialistic norms and they have a socialistic government are happier.
They say people are happier because everyone's happy.
Everyone's happy.
So, but the people that aren't in socialistic have the biggest like advancements in everything. So in technology and in health, because like even if healthcare is free for everyone,
things like Japan and China and the U.S. and Russia that have like one person's the president and they make the standard for everyone. Although that is true for different places.
The business is controlled, so like the businesses will make the advancements. You'll see more advancements in people in money than in education, you know what I mean, or healthcare, you know what I mean. Like the money is the biggest driver. So I don't know. Like I can see both sides. I can see.
I can
money.
Too. Can I
money.
see it for the U.S.? It would have to be probably years from now. I don't know how quickly the U.S. could shift to something like that, and everyone would be happy.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you can't. And it's and if you're not happy about one thing, you're not going to be happy about another. I mean, like there's so many. The grass is always greener because either you get taxed a shitload for the people that like are middle class, or like, and then you get pissed about other things. You're always going to be pissed about something.
Yep.
So like I get it. Like people are going to be generally happier, but I think I'm more of a tech guy, so I like seeing tech advance. But the only sad thing is, without like a big government intervention, technology evolves and advances in the direction that the companies want them to advance.
Yes.
They were talking about China. We're losing the race to I don't know if I talked about
space.
This.
We
no,
talked.
Not space. AI.
Oh,
so
yes.
AI,
we had talked about this with Dad.
We did.
Yes.
So I think like it's like, well, if the government's paying for it all. So now you're in the direction of the government, which is like kind of the direction of the people, because they feel that AI is going to be the biggest advancement.
Yeah.
But like us, technology is a driver, or these big head companies, and those are the ones that are going to be pushing their narratives.
Yep.
And then it's going to help us out, because if they're kind of helping us out, then we're happier, or we're going to buy into their product.
Correct.
So while in socialism, everyone drives, but it's like in Canada, like they're behind in technology compared to us. So we blow a lot of countries out of the water just.
So you're saying yes on socialism, but also yes in America, but more yes in America because I like seeing things grow at a faster pace.
Yeah, I guess because I'm privileged. I think that's probably the biggest driver.
Because if you were homeless in the U.S. and you were like, the system's not giving you anything, you have nothing to show for. But if you go to Canada with that same thing, maybe you might make more advances in humanities rather than
if I was starting at a like a shittier point in my life, like if I didn't grow up into a
middle class family, white privileged male.
Then I would be like, oh man, this sucks. You know what I mean? Like I wish there was socialism, but like growing up in it, I'm doing well right now. I'm probably going to continue to do well. So
knock on wood.
I love seeing the technology, but it's kind of like a dick thing to say, because it's either
it's hard. It's an uncomfortable position to be in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know why I put that in there.
I don't know. Yeah.
What a dick.
I don't know. I'm an asshole.
All right, we're going to steer off from Spin the Wheel after a wonderful talk about socialism and Heath Ledger's Joker. We're going to go into something, I believe we're going to go into one of our segments called Not a Clue.
Ooh.
If that's okay. Can we go right into it?
Not a clue.
I forgot we had a little audio for that.
I'm so pissed.
So basically, those of you that don't know, Not a Clue. Those of you that don't know, Not a Clue, and this one's going to be a kind of short one tonight because I know we're close. No. In terms of mine, it's going to be a short one.
Oh, okay.
But it's good. It works well. That's what I'm saying. So Not a Clue is basically where we bring. You have a guest up, by the way.
Oh no.
That's all right. So basically, what
I'm not a guest.
The viewers are the guests. So Not a Clue works this way. We either bring a TV, movie, book, whatever we want to the table. Personally, it's me this week. I'm going to tell my co-host, a.k.a. Justin,
I'm going to be so pissed.
The title, the year, and a description about the movie.
Okay.
And he has to decide whether I'm bullshitting him or I'm not. So he has not a clue what I'm saying. So basically, I'll start this off. This movie is called Meat Love.
Okay.
It was made in 1989. Meat Love is an animation about how two pieces of meat fall in love.
That's it.
That's it.
Oh, I'm so pissed. Okay, so for those of you that have never seen this segment, it's literally me second-guessing everything that Brennan does. Because Brennan will say, oh, by the way, I've lied the last 3 times. Wonder what I'm going to do now. And then I'm like, you said that on purpose because I'm going to think it's the truth, but secretly you're going to go, oh, I'm going to.
Would you like me to read the description again?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Meat Love, made in 1989, is an animation about how two pieces of meat.
Okay.
An animation about, if you want me to get more specific, it's a claymation about how two pieces of meat fall in love.
You're so lucky.
Why?
Because I'm pretty sure Toy Story was the first animated movie.
Sure. Okay.
So the fact that you said claymation means that it's more.
I didn't write it down, but it's a claymation.
It's more doable because claymation is just moving like stick figures, like one frame at a time, and like doing the whole thing.
Okay.
While an animation hadn't been invented yet.
Okay.
So if you had just stuck with animated film, I would have said bullshit.
Yeah.
But you said claymation.
Yes.
But the claymation is not what I'm like second guessing because
this segment sucks. It's so funny.
Claymation, okay?
Yeah.
The thing about claymation, that's not the part I'm doubting.
Okay.
I did doubt it when it was animation. Now that you said claymation, I go,
it's claymation. Yes, claymation.
Now I'm like, that part's got to be true.
Okay.
Because there's no way you would just randomly drop that, knowing that I would call you out on the animation part.
Okay.
The part I got a question. So Meat Love is the title. And then
Meat Love. Yes.
Wait, Meat's Love?
No, Meat Love.
Okay.
Like meeting love, but like MEAT. Love. 1989 is about two pieces of meat that fall in love. That was my description.
The biggest bullshit, okay? This is what's bullshit. This is what fucks with me, okay? meat love, okay?
MEATLOV.
Yes, I understand. The simple description. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. The thing that's bullshit. Okay, this is where the reverse psychology is. Okay.
Yep. There's no reverse psychology.
No. Stop.
Meat love.
I understand. The reverse psychology is: did you write a simple description to make me think that online was a simple description? Because online would just say that, and then you'd be done.
Sure.
Or is it simply that?
I thought it was going to be a small segment, but
you know what?
Justin, what do you say? Is it bullshit or is it true? Have you not a clue? That was good?
Oh, that was
huh?
good. You got to write that down.
Yeah.
Fuck. I'm 2 for 3.
You are 2 for 3. 2 truths and 1 lie, or 2 lies, 1 truth, something like that.
2 lies, 1 truth. Yeah. It's what is the thing when like there's 3 doors and you eliminate 1 door and you're not supposed to switch because the probability.
But there's only
is
2 choices.
I know.
And it's either true or false. It's not 3 doors.
But it's true, false. Me second guessing each. So technically, I have 4 answers.
Yes. So
which is
technically,
still 50,
if you go with your first guess or you eliminate that 1 door, then you theoretically should switch to your other answer because that eliminates the probability.
Which is your first door.
Is your first door? Yep. No, it's your second. Yeah, first door.
Because if I eliminate truth and go lie and then second guess myself, or I pick truth, I second guess myself.
There's not 3 answers.
Lie,
just
then
fucking
I go back
pick
to
if
truth.
it's true or false.
I'm gonna say
Justin.
it's true.
Meat Love, 1989, is true. It is a claymation about how 2 pieces of meat fall in love. It is only 59 seconds.
I was right though because the claymation is. It's so hard to do.
It said an animation, but it was actually a claymation. Yeah, it's a frame by frame, little second
you
movement.
You twitch the people, and if a camera films at 30 frames per second, you have to shift the whole scene
30 times in 1 second.
30 times in 1 second. So if you got 60 seconds times 30 times, if it's shot in 30 frames per second, it might have been shot like 24 or something smaller because it was an older year, or maybe it was like an indie thing.
Yep.
So if you take 60 times 30 just on that core amount alone, that's 1,800 times you have to shift the claymations in addition to building all the clay models.
Correct.
But when you say claymation, that made me believe that the movie was a claymation.
Well, I wanted to be as truthful as I could.
Which could have been true. You could have said that anyways and said, well, it's about 2 people falling in love that love meat. So, and then I would have said, oh, it's a claymation. Okay. Well, but
yeah.
The 2 pieces of meat falling in love pisses me off. There should not be what is it, like a ribeye and a freaking
I don't know. I didn't. I could have watched it. It was only 59 seconds, but I decided not to because I just try to bring the most ridiculous stuff I can.
I got a two segments.
Yeah, go ahead.
Or no, I got 2 wisest trending on Twitter, and we're gonna switch over to that real quick. Why is this trending on Twitter? That's going to be the theme song. No, this time you did it before.
I hope.
So, this one,
Yep.
stop looking at the card.
Oh, sorry.
This is
Oh, yeah, true. I can't know because I have to guess.
what it is.
Well, you
You're
put it
cheating.
down on the fucking... Look at my cards. They're upside down. All right, go ahead.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm going to say nothing else, okay, but the phrase.
Okay.
The Strokes
The Strokes
is now trending on Twitter. So for those of you that are tuning in and don't know what the hell we're doing.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
Why is this trending on Twitter is where I look up stuff on does this bother you? That
No,
I'm just
no,
holding
you're
this
good.
side?
You're good.
I was hoping you said it did bother you because then like it would have been even more awkward, but you just said, no, it's okay. And now I'm bothered that you're not bothered. So why is this trending on Twitter is when I look up things on Twitter, see if it's why it's trending and try to pull ones that you'll never guess why they're trending.
All right, so I have one main idea in mind, and I'm assuming it's the right one, but it's very mundane, so I'm assuming it's the wrong one.
Okay.
But I will guess it. The Strokes is a 90s to 2000s band.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming...
The one that's like, doom, 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 doom. What's that song that like, it's just like, I remember playing a rock band. It's like,
I think it's the Strokes.
like, I don't know.
Block party. I don't know. Maybe. But I'm assuming they broke up and recently got back together and started their tour.
Do you know My Chemical Romance just did that? They
just
announced
the MCR.
The MCR.
I fucking hate My Chemical Romance.
Just announced that they were coming back together and doing shows.
Of course, I'm waiting for Blink-182 to get back together with Tom DeLonge.
But no, they did not split up. Do you want another guess?
I would say, I really hope it's just not a lot of people getting strokes off of something. You know what I mean? It's like a suffrage of people just stroking
what if it's just
out.
Like a TV show where it's like The Strokes.
Is it The Strokes or Strokes?
The Strokes.
I will say that. Do you want to hear my other like crazy option that I didn't go with?
Crazy option
is there was a golfer who was going for the least amount of strokes and then had a stroke. So those are my two guesses.
Close with the first one. The Strokes is actually, and I'll move this real quick.
Sanders.
But maybe that's not going to work. Just for you guys. So, do you see this? What does this look like?
It looks like a
show flyer.
Yeah, a show flyer.
So the Strokes are playing Bernie Sanders rally in Durham, New Hampshire.
No way.
So this is
I was right about the band.
Yeah. But they never broke up. But this is the flyer that they did, which is low-key fire. Yeah, okay, I gotta say right now,
I love how they even got Bernie's bald spot in the back, like,
and you got like the glimmers that are happening like everywhere. So Bernie Sanders, okay, like I guess to just tag along to the socialism talk.
Yeah.
He's making very intelligent moves right now in the presidential election.
Yep.
So the Strokes are the two main states that the president candidates go to
New Hampshire and Iowa. Right?
Iowa, yeah. So those are the two first states that they really put all their focus on because those really determine how the whole election is going to go.
Yeah.
So the Strokes is doing and you're going to cheese, okay? Just because I know. Bernie Sanders has the Strokes doing this show. Yeah. And then he's going to do 2 rallies in Iowa. Yeah. And Bon Iver is doing one of them, and Vampire Weekend's doing the other.
No way. It's
so
all
he's
like
doing a tour.
That's weird, dude. That's awesome, though. Good. I mean, good for him. That's very smart, especially with
unbelievable. Killer Mike,
Bon Iver, The Strokes, and Vampire Weekend are
all
three of like they're all in the same genre like that.
And I feel
almost
anyone
like
that's like
post hipster, alternative.
And a lot of Bernie Sanders fans are like post-hipster.
Yeah, I would say that's like his demographic right there is like younger, old, like early 20s. Yeah. Like under 30, mid.
Social warriors. I don't know. It's funny because like you'll never know because some days we praise Trump and then hate on Trump and then some days we praise
You'll never
Bernie
know what
and then hate socialism and then who are we voting for?
Yeah, you'll never know. We don't talk about it.
But like I think
that's low key fire though.
I think it's such a good marketing thing.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, Sanders killed it with the last. I think that's why he has he hit the ground running with the last election. I mean, granted he didn't win, and Hillary, went
stole the forefront.
But like him doing a bunch of stuff with Killer Mike got so many people's attention. Hip hop heads were like stoked about him because he was a different different to what we pictured as like the
future
candidate.
Yeah,
and like I think doing this is such a smart idea. It's gonna bring because they say the youth is our future, but like this is the smartest thing to bring the youth together.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, this place is gonna be a freaking
shit show. Yeah,
it's gonna be a riot.
Yeah,
and like look at this flyer. The flyer alone.
That makes me want to go there. I ain't gonna lie.
Everyone's talking about it. Like look at this. Look at it. Did you ever picture in like your lifetime
a 78-year-old being
who's about to have a stroke?
Who's about to have a stroke, getting the strokes, being like, hey, he's only 4 years older than Trump. People knock him a lot, but he's not. He's not.
Did you ever picture like a president, like even Brad 4
years ago? Programs in 30. It's so fire, funny. Dude. It's fire.
So like imagine like it's a Strokes and Bernie Sanders on like a Rocco show flyer. Like it's so
dude.
Crazy. And
you want to go?
You want to go? This real quick? This is a better lineup than Boston Calling this year.
Yeah, Boston Calling and Osheaga.
Osheaga, Montreal that we went to.
I would rather go see that than go to Osheaga this year.
I would rather see the Strokes and Bon Iver and
Vampire Weekend's filthy too.
Vampire Weekend's fire. Yeah. So I don't know.
That's
I was
awesome.
just cheesing. I was just.
So I was right with my first, more right than I would have with my first guess.
Yeah.
So I will.
Well,
Can you give me like 75%?
What's passing?
65.
I'll give you a 64.
All right. 64? I was just kidding. 66 is passing. Give me a 65.
I think I want to do another one because by the time, like, if I keep this till next week, we'll never hear it about again. So,
Sure.
I'm gonna. Why is this trending on Twitter? That's gonna be the theme song.
I hope.
But I'm gonna take Bernie Sanders off.
All
right. So
bye, Bernie.
so this is a very, very hard one. Mm-hmm. So that one was kind of hard, but the Strokes like gave it away because it's a plural of strokes. So you're like, oh, it's got to be about the band.
Yeah.
This one is why is Hobo Johnson trending on Twitter?
Hobo Johnson. Well, I know he released an album a little while ago.
Yeah, it was either called The Fall of Hobo Johnson or The Rise of He released 2 albums. One was The Fall, one was The Rise.
I think one was the first one was The Rise, the latest, the latter one was The Fall.
Okay.
So I know he released an album. I know he's touring currently. I know people are making fun of him a lot. But
you honestly, if you like gained like 70 pounds and had a Jufro,
I would look like Hobo
you'd be
Johnson.
pretty close to Hobo Johnson. You're just like,
am I? Yeah. I'm gonna say he's trending. Correct.
Trending. Yeah. Well, I didn't say he's trending. Just Hobo Johnson.
Hobo Johnson. Okay. I'm gonna assume that someone. All right. You ready for this? Because I come up with the worst answers. There's a presidential candidate named Johnson, and there was a hobo holding a sign of him, and it just said Hobo Johnson. He was a hobo, but it said Johnson.
Redirect back to the artist. I was just fucking with you.
All right, Hobo Johnson just dropped an album.
A surprise album.
Surprise album.
No, even better. Hobo Johnson has genital herpes.
Yeah, but so many people have herpes. It's like 90% of the world has herpes, but well, not genital herpes, but they have some form of herpes. They just don't know about it.
Well,
truth.
He's being exposed by some girl on Twitter because there was some girl that he met at a meet and greet, and while having sex with her, after meeting her, he took off his condom while having sex with the girl and gave her herpes. And that's how everyone knows that Hobo Johnson has herpes.
Nice job,
Hobo Johnson.
Hobo
Johnson just took off his condom and...
You know what all right, here's the thing about Hobo Johnson is
Hobo Johnson?
No, Hobo... it sounded like Homo Johnson. Hobo Johnson, I love you. I love your music. You're great. I'm sure you got a micro-peen, dude. Like, he's got to have a micro-peen, dude. It's Hobo Johnson. He's like the nicest... He seems like the nicest kid ever that just went through, like, heartbreak, and he just wants to, like, bang girls with his micro-peen.
Yeah, but he looks like he didn't get genital herpes from having sex. He, like, just hadn't showered in a while, so, like, it just, like, slowly, like, became herpified. Herpified.
Dude looks like he stuck his dick in the dirt and got herpes, bro. Like he like was playing marbles and then he was like, that looks like a pretty good vagina, and then just stuck his dick in it.
If you guys don't know who Hobo Johnson is, he does like a
experimental
alternative acapella rap ish. And he became really popular when he auditioned. I forget what contest it was, but he did this song called Pete Scone. And
it was NPR Tiny Desk to be on there.
Oh yeah. And then he eventually became on there, which congrats to him.
Yeah,
but
he's
got herpes.
So fuck him.
So he all right, we're going to have a little health what is it called? A health class?
Seminar. You're welcome.
Condoms don't protect you from herpes.
They do not.
But if you got an STD, it helps everyone else. But he didn't tell the girl he had herpes. He took the condom off and...
He might have not known, though. Like I said, 90% of people, whether it comes out orally, whether it comes out genitally, whether it doesn't come out, you could literally have herpes and not know about it. I think it's something wild, like 90% of people have herpes and have no idea.
No, 90% of people that have herpes have no idea.
No.
90% of all people in the world have herpes.
Yes.
There's no way.
Bro, Adam Ruins Everything taught me. It's like 87. It could be...
Are you sure?
It could be 70. It could be 80. It could be 90. It's somewhere around the high vicinity.
Not all the people that have herpes, only 90% of them know about it.
No, the whole world.
I think you're a fucking liar.
Fact check me, bro.
Fact check.
Little bitch.
I'll fact check you afterwards. But yeah, so he gave some girl herpes, and now everyone's like talking mad shit on Twitter. It's the funniest thing. If you look up Twitter right now, look up Hope Johnson. It's just literally people saying people like
he looks like someone that has herpes.
People memeing it and going, man, like I can't even fucking kiss a girl, but Hope Johnson out here giving herpes. And then like people are like, oh, we should all like petition to change his name to Herpes Johnson.
Herpes Johnson,
because it's funnier because his Johnson means penis. So
that's awesome. Are we getting there?
Are we getting there? We are there.
Yeah, we are there. Holy crap, it's already the end of the episode.
I know.
We probably have 2 viewers, but for those 2 viewers that are still watching us and enjoying our content, for the 3rd time tonight, make sure you go over to YouTube. You subscribe to our channel. You like us on Facebook. You subscribe to us on Facebook or follow, whatever it is. But let us know what you like, what you don't like, what you want to see in the future. We're always here. We got a new camera. Every week we're trying to develop the podcast more and more.
I know there's some weird stuff happening here, but it's okay. Pretend like you didn't see it.
But yeah, so it's for our viewers. We eventually want to go over to YouTube. We eventually want to blow up. We eventually want to put ads on our channel to make a little bit of money.
Don't say ads.
We eventually want to not put ads on our channel, but start making money. But so we're on a couple different platforms. Yeah. We're going to be on YouTube. We're going to be posting clips to YouTube. We are on audio. Like we said at the beginning of the podcast, we're on Spotify. We're on Apple Music. We're on Anchor. There's multiple modes to listen to us, so don't give us a bullshit reason that you can't listen to us because it's only an hour and a half.
It's funny because there's a lot of people that have been listening to the podcast audio only, and they've been saying they've been enjoying it just as much as
it still resonates
from the videos.
So even if you don't listen to us live, or if you're like, fuck, I work every Wednesday night, or I'm having dinner with my family, I can't listen to you guys. The day after, we upload right to Anchor, right to YouTube.
It's honestly uploaded. It's probably live
by the time
midnight.
You wake up.
Yeah.
By the time you wake up, it's going to be on there.
After this broadcast is over, because we stream it live 7:30 to 9 every Wednesday.
Yep.
We turn around and flip it over to YouTube, and it's on by midnight. It's just got I edit out the breaks, I make it cleaner, and then that way you can listen to it with.
Yeah, so don't be shy.
Full.
And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, things you want to tell us on a positive note, things you want to tell us on a negative note, just message us. We have our messenger open. Just comment, whatever you like. And hopefully we'll see you next week. We're going to end up in a route. February is February is next week.
February
so next week we're going to be talking about the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
We're going to be having guests. We just need to finalize on certain things. But it's going to be a big month for us.
Yeah.
So make sure you just
February's going to be a big month. Yeah. We're in the talks of like 3-4 guests for the month of February. And we don't want to have that many guests, but we're going to see how the month plays out, because we're very particular about keeping the same schedule and time so you guys can catch at the same time, and so that way
for your convenience,
for your convenience and ours.
Yep.
So goodbye.
Farewell. Peace out.
Good evening.
Good evening and good night.
Good evening, good night. And
we always have the grossest endings.
I love having a gross ending because people are like, oh, like, are they done yet? And then we're like, good evening.
People think we stopped the podcast and we're just having a regular conversation.
We're just talking. We're like the camera. Like, everyone's turned away and we're still like,
good evening, good
night. Evening. Don't do the Herpes Johnson. Herpes Johnson. You know what? That's gonna be a new sex move or something like that.
Close out the podcast.
You gotta do like it's one like. A girl's got cold sores that are like not herpes.
Do the herpes. To the Johnson.
Goodbye.
Bye.